Good afternoon, conference. Could I ask everybody to settle down? We should be commencing shortly, so please settle down. All right, conference. Just give us a few minutes. We're trying to sort out the display on the screen. We should be able to start very soon. Okay, good afternoon again. While we are waiting for the screen to get ready, David is going to give us some instructions on how we can get the electronic device working again. David?
Good afternoon, conference. We're sorting out our display to make sure we can properly project the constitutional amendments. While we're doing that, I'll be happy together with Moira Fitzgerald to make sure everybody is well logged into our e-voting system. Moira, will you join me on stage? So, please all log in as per the instructions you received during the training. You should all see a gray screen with review results. So please now log all into the system, and you'll see a gray screen if you are successful with the login to review results. If you are not successful logging in, please raise your country card so one of our technological people can come and help you out. If you are not successful to log into the e-voting system, please raise your country card so our technical people can help you out. While you are logging in, I will leave it to Moira to give you some practical guidance on the devices before you.
Good afternoon. Thank you. So this e-voting will go very smoothly if everyone follows some very simple instructions. The first one is, the laptop you have for e-voting is only for use in e-voting. Please do not connect anything to the laptop. Please do not use the laptop for anything other than e-voting. And please do not remove the laptop from plenary at any time. The second thing to remember is that you must make sure your laptop is plugged in and that it is charging. Just because you have the laptop connected to the charger does not mean the charger is connected to a plug or an electrical socket, so please make sure your laptop is plugged in and charging. Another important thing to note is that you should have one laptop in front of you. If you were voting for proxy, you should have 2 laptops in front of you. If you are concerned with the number of laptops in front of you, please raise your country card and we will try to help. Finally, if you have any other issues or you need any assistance, if you have lost your voting card or require any support in any form with regard to e-voting, please raise your country card in the air and wait until someone arrives to help. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moira. Can I see if there are any people, any delegations with problems signing in? If you have a problem signing in, please raise your country card now. I see 1 card. If you have a problem signing in, please raise your country card now. I see 2 cards. Can I please ask these people to keep their cards raised so our technological people can help you out? Please keep the card raised until your problem is solved. Meanwhile, I think we are now ready to start the session. Thank you.
For these 2 to get sorted out?
We can start with it because there's first explanation.
Okay. David, I'm managing this with them, it's working.
Thank you.
Okay, while they are sorting out the device for 2 of the NSOs, I just want to remind you again that this afternoon's session we will be voting because we are going to consider the constitutional amendments as outlined in conference documents 7A and 7B. All WOSM member organizations received these proposals on 14th April 2017, 4 months in advance of the opening session of the conference, as required by the WOSM Constitution and the Rules of Procedure. We are today considering 12 proposals submitted by the World Scout Committee and 1 proposal submitted by the Organization of the Scout Movement of Kazakhstan. So I see if you're all logged into your electronic voting devices, are there any more with issues? I don't see anybody. All right, in the meantime, I will explain in detail how we will consider each proposal. I will introduce each World Scout Committee proposal in the order as outlined in document 7C and subsequently move it to the floor for consideration. In the case of the proposal for Kazakhstan, I will leave it to the NSO to move their own proposal. I will then allow for questions on the substance of the proposal. I will keep this necessarily brief as we already had breakout sessions yesterday on all these proposals. If we have received amendments on a particular proposal that are deemed in order by the Resolutions Committee, we will consider these in the order as decided by the Resolutions Committee. For each amendment, I will ask the amending member to speak to it, after which I will move it to the floor for any consideration. Again, keep any inputs brief and to the point. Once all questions have been answered or our allotted time runs out, I will move the amendment to a vote. You will see the actual amendments we are voting or discussing highlighted on the screen behind me. Depending on the outcome of the vote, the amendment will be included in the proposal or rejected. We will then move on to the next amendment and repeat the process. Once all amendments have been considered and voted upon, I will move the final proposal as amended, if any. As we are considering proposals to amend the WOSM Constitution, each motion will require a 2/3 majority for it to be carried. David, can you now give us a couple of examples to avoid confusion? And maybe give us some guidance also on how we can use the system.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, to be clear, all proposals will be considered by a 2/3 majority of the conference. A 2/3 majority of the votes present, of the delegations present and voting. Can I get the slides, please? I have some examples for you.
That's a nice example.
That's a very nice example. I am the 2/3 majority of the World Scout Conference, apparently. This can be a very smooth session in that case. Let me, as the slide is not coming, apparently. We're working on it. We are looking for a 2/3 majority exact or more, which means that we, excellent, this was much better, okay. So you see here in French, yep, that will work more or less, it's numbers, right? So we only consider the votes which are in favor or against. Any abstentions are not considered in the total amount of votes counted, because we only consider the votes present, the delegations present and voting. In this example, you see 428 in favor, 128 against. We make the total, we take 2/3 of that. So in this case, we need 371 to pass. We have 428 in favor, the motion is carried. Let's take another example. If the 2/3 is exact, then the motion will also be carried. So in this simple example, if 400 of the votes are in favor, 200 are against, total is 600, is exactly 2/3, the motion will be carried. As you see, the abstentions are not taken into account. If you abstain, your vote is not taken into account vis-à-vis the assessment of the result. Let's take another example. This is a pretty extreme example, but it is to illustrate the importance of voting and how abstentions do not influence the vote. If of the whole conference only 2 votes are cast in favor, 1 vote against, and everybody else, let's say the total would be 758, abstains, the motion will be carried because the total amount is 3, 2/3 of 3 is 2, so the motion will be carried. I can also confirm to conference we have now 164 member organizations present or represented with voting rights. So the total at the moment of voting rights is 164. I think that concludes my introduction about mathematics, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you, David. Now, I would also want to remind all delegations that in line with the rules of procedure, no additional amendments from the floor can be considered at this stage. I will conclude the consideration of proposals at about 15:15, as we will then consider draft resolution 2017B regarding the membership application of the Scout Association of Macau. In case we haven't finished all proposals, we will continue with them tomorrow morning before we commence with considering other draft resolutions. That being said, do you have any questions regarding the procedure? Anybody? We're all clear? Well, if there are no questions, we shall then proceed. Can I now invite Mr. Daniel Corson, Jr., Chairperson of the Resolutions Committee of this conference, to bring his report regarding amendments to the constitutional proposals we will consider.
Good afternoon, conference. I am happy to report to you for the first time on the work of the Resolutions Committee. The Resolutions Committee received, by the recommended deadline of Tuesday, 15th of August 2017, and 14 hours local time in Baku, 4 amendments by member organizations to the proposals for amendments to the WOSM Constitution. Of these amendments, 1 was subsequently withdrawn by the proposing member organizations, 2 were ruled non-compliant with the rules of procedure of the conference, and 1 was sustained by the Resolutions Committee. With non-compliance, I mean that the proposals were not considered by the Resolutions Committee as either clarifications or an intermediary position between the original proposal and the current situation or policy. This is further detailed in Article 6.3.g of our Rules of Procedure. As such, the Resolutions Committee introduces one amendment proposed by Jordan and seconded by Libya, which considers Constitutional Amendment 12, Dissolution of WOSM. You will find the details in our report, which was sent yesterday night on scout.org/conference. That concludes our report so far, but I look forward to see you again tomorrow when we start our discussions on the draft resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. We are all set now. So let's start considering the amendments to the WOSM Constitution. All right, the first one, constitutional amendment on the Scout method. The 2014 World Scout Conference adopted the World Scout Youth Program policy. Informed by the policy, the conference urged the World Scout Committee to reconsider the way in which the Scout method's educational aims are expressed. The proposal sets out the key elements of the redefined Scout method. It was considered that any further detail supporting an understanding of the Scout method should be set out in the relevant policy of the World Scout Conference. Well, are there any questions or comments from the floor? Well, if there are none, are we ready now to take a vote on this? All right, can we all start your voting on this amendment?
I will now initiate the voting. You will see it automatically starting on your screen, and the vote, we will initially set it for 5 minutes, and we can see, and you can also all see how many have already voted, so we can see if, yeah. I will now initiate the vote. We need to say every time it's we have 100.
If there are anybody with issues with the voting, you all can raise your cards, since this is the first vote. Anybody who has a problem, please raise your cards. Well, we have about 10 countries that have not voted. Are you all still doing it? Anybody has a problem? Well, I see one flag up there. Can we have some assistance?
Can we please ask to hold up your country card if you have a problem casting your votes? Please hold up your country card if you still have a problem casting your votes. I see no country cards. Can I take it? We have one. And he's getting assistance. I can inform you at the moment, 157 of 164 member organizations voted. Expire in 1 minute 15 seconds.
Well, the vote will expire in another minute or so. Are you all okay over there? Somebody helping you? Yeah, he's coming. We have one more problem up here in the front. Can we have some assistance? There's the third row here in the middle. Yes, the results is out, as you can see. I hope we can resolve the technical problems of the two NSOs. Now, I will now move on to the second constitutional amendments moved by the World Scout Committee, and this is on WOSM membership. Can we have the second constitutional amendments on the screen, please? The 2014 World Scout Conference encouraged the World Scout Committee to propose a fair and coherent membership system. Article 5.3 of the Constitution states that membership is open to all NSOs in a sovereign state. As there is no universally agreed definition of the term sovereign state, this has led to numerous problems in determining the admission of new NSOs into WOSM. The proposal will provide constitutional authority for the World Scout Committee and the World Scout Conference to consider applications in exceptional circumstances from such organizations which cannot fulfill the requirements of membership as laid out in Article 5.3. Right? Are there questions from the floor? Yes, I have at the back there, yes? can you please approach the mic, the one at the back? Yes. I see one more at the second row. You'll come after this. And there's one more over there.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Andriy Chesnokov. I am the delegate from the delegation of Ukraine. We believe that there was no provided any information within this amendment about what are these exceptional situations. It makes more ambiguity, and it creates more ambiguity than and it would foster disorder, but not unity within the movement if the World Scout Committee will have such a power. So for this reason, we would like you to beg you to oppose this amendment. Thank you.
Well, I suppose that's one view. Can we have France, somebody from France wanted to speak? Yes?
Bonjour, je vais m'exprimer en français. I will speak in French. Sorry, Chair, wait just a minute. Le scoutisme français s'oppose à l'amendement proposé visant à déroger au principe d'avoir une seule organisation par État souverain au sein de l'OMS. En voici les raisons. Cet amendement pourrait favoriser un risque de division dans les organisations membres et conduire le mouvement scout à être impliqué dans des enjeux politiques et territoriaux qui n'ont pas de lien avec notre activité et qui pourraient nuire à notre image. La notion de situations exceptionnelles est totalement floue. Aucun critère ne figure dans le texte proposé pour définir les situations auxquelles elle peut s'appliquer. Il pourrait s'agir de circonstances territoriales, culturelles, linguistiques. Aucun garde-fou de niveau constitutionnel n'encadre cette notion. A contrario, la notion d'État souverain, même si elle n'est pas totalement consensuelle, permet au moins de renvoyer à des références qui existent. Comme le texte ne définit pas de critères pour dire ce qu'est une situation exceptionnelle, la décision sera forcément très arbitraire à chaque fois.
The decision will necessarily be highly arbitrary each time.
Enfin, nous pensons que le comité
Finally, we
mondial n'a
think
pas
the World
suffisamment
Committee
pris en
has
compte
not sufficiently taken into
l'impact de telles
account the
modifications
impact
sur
of such
la
a
gouvernance de
modification
l'OMS.
on the
Le
governance
principe
of
d'une
WOSM.
organisation par
The
État
principle of
souverain
one
est un principe
organisation
de
per
gouvernance
sovereign
de
state
l'OMS.
is a principle
À
of
chaque État
governance
membre
for
reviennent
WOSM.
6 droits de vote.
Each member has
La
6
France
votes.
compte une dizaine de
France has
territoires qui
around
pourraient
10
être tout à fait
territories that could be
considérés
considered
comme des
to be
situations
exceptional situations.
Si demain
If
l'OMS
tomorrow
reconnaissait
WOSM
une
recognized
organisation membre
an
autonome en
autonomous member
Nouvelle-Calédonie,
organisation in New
en
Caledonia, in Martinique, Guadeloupe,
chacune
and so on,
bénéficierait de 6
each
droits de vote.
would have
Et
6
finalement, les
votes.
organisations
In the
françaises
end,
pourraient
French
ensemble
organizations
avoir 10
would
fois plus de
together
pouvoir
have
qu'aujourd'hui.
around 10 times as many
Cette
votes
situation ne serait pas
as
acceptée très
today,
longtemps.
and this
Il
situation
faudrait
wouldn't be
sans doute revoir
accepted
tout
for
le
very
système
long.
de décision et
So we
d'attribution
would
des
have
droits de
to
vote au
rethink
sein de
the
l'OMS.
whole decision-making system
remercie.
and vote allocation within WOSM. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There was one more person on this side that wanted to comment. Yes. Let's hear from.
Good afternoon. I'm Marios. I'm from Cyprus. We would like to thank the Constitutions Committee and the West Scout Committee for their work on membership criteria. Indeed, this is a complex issue with multiple dimensions. Following the brief explanation and justifications for the draft constitutional amendment, and after the explanations and the feedback we have received from the Constitutions Committee, we believe that the proposal was made on the merit of a very simplistic approach. We are of the opinion that political discussions should remain away from the movement, but we are of the idea that the proposed amendment brings from the backdoor politics into WOSM, opening at the same time, in our opinion, the Pandora box. Thus, a question arises on how the term exceptional situation is defined and under what criteria. We are aware that most of the exceptional cases, or many of the exceptional cases, are exceptional, indeed exceptional, because of the existence of political conflicts. Many of these conflicts have not been resolved even by the influence of decisions of well-respected international bodies, such as the International Court of Justice, the European Court of Human Rights, etc. We accept the fact that in the past have been decisions deviating or even to some extent breaching the WOSM constitution, but by no means we believe that this can become a practice or a norm in the future in the name of equal or fair treatment. On the contrary, we believe that we have to put our house in good order so that we do not allow future situations where the movement will be used or misused or probably abused in an effort of gaining political advantages. This is how politics will be actually dragged into the movement, threatening the unity of the movement. We will not vote in favor of the proposed constitutional amendment, not because we disagree with it, but because we believe that there is a need for more work to be done so that we reach a clear and structured, well-defined system. For this purpose, we urge the new World Scout Committee to organize a forum on the issue to discuss the matter in detail with all concerns put on the table and through a constructive dialogue to reach an agreement with a widely accepted model, minimizing the risk of exposing the movement to future political discussions and politically driven internal conflicts threatening the unity of the movement. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Does the World Scout Committee wishes to respond to the three gentlemen? Do you all wish to respond to that? Then? No? Well, if not, then I'm going to move this amendment by the World Scout Committee to a vote. David, can you initiate the vote, please?
Can I ask if any delegation has at the moment not the gray screen in front of them with review results? Please wave your country card if you do not have the gray screen with results in front of you. I see none, so I will open the vote. I have one. Where? Please hold up your country card high so we can see it. Please hold up your country. I see two more there. Three. Please hold up your country cards high so our technicians can come and help you. If you do not see the review results screen in front of you, please hold up your country card high so our technicians can help you. Keep on holding your country card high so we know if the issue is resolved. Please hold up your country card high if you do not see the review results screen in front of you. Please hold up your country card as long as your problem is not resolved. I see no more country cards. I will initiate a vote. The vote. Please hold up your country card. I see no more country cards. I will. Can I please have technicians? I say a lot of times hold, apparently. Okay, I see no more country cards up, so I will initiate a vote. The vote will again be open for 5 minutes. I remind you this is a 2/3 majority vote. 2/3 of those present and voting need to be in favor for the motion to be carried. If you have any problem casting your vote, please raise your country card. If you have any problem, please raise your cards. I, at the moment, as you can all see on your screens, have 145 of 164 member organizations which voted on the proposed amendments. Is there anybody who has not cast their vote yet? Please hold your card up.
Okay, we have got 156 votes coming in already. Are there any more? If not, we're going to close the vote. 57 now. Okay, we'll give you another 5 seconds. Okay, let's see the results. All right, the motion is defeated. Let's move on to the third constitutional amendment that is proposed by the World Scout Committee. Is the result out there? No, the result's still not on the screen. Can we first show the result of the second amendment first? able to see the votes, how many for and against. All right, there's some problem there, so I would like the tellers to approach the podium here. We are going to proceed for a recasting of the vote on this motion by paper voting. So I would like you to have your cards ready. All right, we'll direct that we will do this. All right, are the tellers here? Can we have the tellers come forward? All the tellers are here? All right, you have your calculators ready. All right, so on behalf of the World Scout Committee, I will move, all right, the second constitutional amendment. Are they all here?
Do we have all the tellers here?
All the 4 tellers are here? Are you all ready? You all will need to spread out and be...
Let's give them a second to assemble.
Yeah, they are all here. Okay, tellers are ready? I didn't, still giving some instructions. Well, since we are proceeding with the paper voting, I will ask David to remind you again how the paper voting will work. David?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You will have found in your voting kit two ballot cards to proceed with paper voting. If you cast, when the chair asks so, the full purple card, you will cast all your 6 votes collectively. The chair will ask in sequence which delegations are in favor of the motion, which delegations are against the motion, and which delegations wish to abstain. You raise your cards at a choice when the chair so offers to you. If you do not wish to cast your votes collectively, but you wish to split your vote, you raise the striped purple card. If you raise the striped purple card, a teller will come to you to understand how you wish to split your vote and take note of that. Are there any questions with regard to the paper voting procedure? Please raise your voting card, your country card if you have a problem. I see none, Mr. Chair.
Okay, on behalf of the World Scout Committee, now I will move Constitutional Amendment number 2 on WOSM membership. For those who are voting for the amendment, please raise your card. Can the screen show number 2, please? We are voting on number 2. Constitutional Amendment number 2, WOSM membership. All right, 4, please raise your card. 4. Yes, what's the question? There's somebody there with an issue? No, you are voting. We are in the middle of the votes, okay? Tell us, up, raise your cards high up so they can be counted. Okay, can we put down your hands? All right, the tellers have finished counting the yes votes. Now, I'm going to call for those who vote no to raise your cards. Yes, those who are voting no, raise your cards high, so that it can be seen. Right? The tellers can't see it if you're holding it at the low level. Purple facing forward. Okay, you may put down your hands. Put down your hands, please. Hello. And now we are going to ask those who are abstaining to raise their cards. Abstentions, please.